It's a very big day when 27 ordinary and extraordinary adults decide to come and stand in a church in the middle of London and have themselves seen. We live in very tender times. We live in very tender times. I don't think I need to remind any of us of how much shock and uncertainty there is in our world. And it seems as if it has become more so in the last weeks. Whether this is true or not may be a matter of where one lives on this planet. But certainly in this part of the world, and in Europe, and in the Middle East, and in Africa, and in the Far East, and in America, so not just in this neck of the woods when we look around, there is tremendous uncertainty. And so it is a very fine day when 27 people come to be seen. It is a real honor for the OneSpirit Interfaith Foundation to welcome everybody in this room, in this church that we have the honor of coming to have this ceremony today. So a very, very big welcome from this foundation to all of you, whether you are friends or family, friends and family, ministers, our magnificent ordinands, all of our colleagues. Thank you for coming. Thank you for deciding to come today to bear witness and to see the shining of these people who have recently come back from their retreat and bring with them a gentleness and a clarity that is hard won. The work of this organization is very strange. Yes. And I can hear my colleagues thinking, yes, and you're very strange, yes. I say it's strange because today everything looks so beautiful. It is so beautiful. And so we want that to be celebrated today. And the strangeness is that the work of the organization is generated by powerful needs and visions. And these extraordinarily beautiful candles on the altar, multicolored candles, are a facet of trying to bring into sight the diversity and complexity that this organization and many other organizations is intending to make space for in the world. So it's very beautiful today, and yet the impulse for this work comes out of tremendous suffering and tremendous oppression. And tremendous persecution, both of the spiritual world and by those who have called themselves spiritual and religious. And a few days ago, when we were having a dialogue, one of our students said, you know, we haven't talked about sexuality much on this course. And I said, well, that's kind of the next 4-year process. And somebody said, we haven't spoken much about politics. And I said, well, that kind of is another 8-year process. And spirituality, which is a funny word in itself, includes all of those dimensions because it's ultimately, in one facet, about power. And so all the facets of life get seen when we look authentically at our spirituality, which is really a way of talking about what we really believe. When the chips are down, what we really believe. And so we stand here today creating a space, creating a bigger table than has been available in the past for those to come and celebrate life, whether we are talking politically, about sexuality, about spirituality, about parenting, about gardening. We are making a bigger table that includes more people. The challenge, again, in the face of the beauty that we see here today, is that this work is not easy. And so what we see today is a sort of synthesis. It's really the cream on the top. And it is so good to see. What I and we want to affirm, that it is born out of a very, very courageous journey to look honestly at what lies underneath who we are and where we come from. And that is a process that requires incredible patience. So just as the candle struggled to be lit first time this morning, I'm sure some of your hearts went, oh no, what does that mean? Is it a sign? I think it was a bit of truth-telling, that things need some grit and decision and determination. And I say it again, patience. The work of building a world that is more inclusive, that is kinder, and that takes responsibility for thousands and thousands of years of people being excluded from their choices is going to take quite a long time to reorganize. I don't know that reorganizing is the vision anyway. So I guess my prayer today is for an extraordinary hallelujah that this exists, and for a serious dollop of compassion for this organization and for all others like it around the world, doing work that has the vision of love at the center. A text that I read this morning that inspired me said that your purpose today is simply to demonstrate that you are not an ego. And an ego is, in another way, a person whose life is so bound up by their fears that their sense of their authentic inner self is not accessible to them. And so what we celebrate today is that these people have decided to bring their authentic inner lives into demonstration. And they need your support. And I want to again say that they are ordinary. And I say this as a blessing and an encouragement to every single one of us in this room, because the world does not need thousands of people running around in white robes doing ceremonies. That might be very useful, and it does need that sometimes. It needs each of us more truly to tune into what it is that we were put on this planet to do, whether that is to do a baby blessing, or to understand what broke us when we were children so that we can parent our own children anew, or to understand what it really takes to run countries, and to understand that poverty leads to violence, not the other way around. All of these things need tremendous courage, and all of us are called to this work. So thank you to those who have stepped in today, and the deepest respect to you and all that will unfold. Thank you.